A good coach will make his players see what they can be rather than what they are. This speech is honoring my father, Randy Maupin. My father, Randy Maupin, was a great coach. He impacted society, he impacted his players' lives, and now I'm going to talk about some of his accomplishments. But before I get started on that, here are some of the sources I used. I interviewed my dad, Randy Maupin, my mom, Julie Maupin, Ryan Kennedy, and a man named Trey Thomas. And I also use inspirationalquotes.com. So, when I was little, I really resented the fact that my dad spent more time with his players than he did with me. But he hasn't been coaching for 6 years now, and people still recognize me and come up to me and tell me how much my dad impacted their lives. So people really think that coaching is wake up in the morning 8 to 7 job, but in reality, from the months of May through August, I barely ever saw my dad. He would spend his afternoons, evenings, and weekends watching game tape, practicing on the field. It got frustrating, but one thing that he always told me was, you can talk about winning or you can do something to make you better. Either way, the results will be shown, not spoken. And I really think that this really describes him really well, because he was always trying to better the students, not just to make them be better on the field, but because he wanted better for society. He wanted them to help out their environment, and by doing that, he started a program called PALS in my hometown, which is where the athletes would go read with the elementary school players. And another thing that really shows who my dad is one of his ex-players. His name is Trey Thomas. He told me when I was interviewing him, without your dad, without him constantly expecting me to do the best I could, I would just be another person in the system. But because of him, I'm now somebody. Trey was on the fast track to prison. He had been in and out of juvie before he met my dad. And thanks to my dad, he got a job. It was a long haul, but he graduated high school. Now he has a family of his own that he can fully support, and he's really proud of him. Eddie Robertson once said that leadership, like coaching, is fighting for the hearts and souls of men and getting them to believe in you. And I think this really describes my father, because not only did he want to benefit society, but he also wanted to benefit them as people. He wanted to teach them lessons that would last them a lifetime, and not just things that, taught them how to win a game. One thing that he really stressed to me and my siblings was that you never settle, and that was a big thing. And my brother, he coached my brother for about 8 years for football. And whenever my brother graduated, he told me that, the one thing that my dad was known for was when he wanted something, he was going to get it. And he wanted my brother to be the best football player and best person he could be. And now my brother has served 7 years in the Air Force, is at the top of his command. And I think that he couldn't have done any of that without my brother. Before that, he played SMU football on a full ride. And along with him and 6 other men from his graduating high school class, went to further their football careers in the college level. And they all said that without my dad, that would never have happened. One thing that Trey did say during his interview was that Trey quit football when he was a senior in high school. And my dad told him when he walked off the field that if you quit today, you're going to find it easy to quit every day for the rest of your life. And, Trey almost didn't graduate high school, and he dropped out of college twice, actually. And he told me that he thinks about what my dad told him every day, and the lessons that he carries now to his children are going to be lessons that he remembers for always. And he said that he will never let his children quit because of what my dad told him. Also, when you work for 35 years at the same school, I think you deserve a little bit of acknowledgement, and that's what this is. I'm just going to celebrate my dad's accomplishments. He He worked for 35 years at the same school in the same office. He never once quit, and so he had 35 years worth of games, and that's not counting all the games that he volunteered for on the weekends with me and my 2 other siblings. Throughout his career, he had 15,000 students come through his gym and on and off his football field, and he carried a relationship with all of them. In the past 35 years, he had won 26 district titles in football and basketball, and never once in my dad was my coach, never once in those 18 years I was alive that I once heard my dad complain about a loss, and I thought that was really inspirational. He never once had a losing season. He never lost more than he won. And recently my dad was elected into the Beeville Athletic Department Hall of Fame. In conclusion, my dad, not everyone can say that they were able to throw a football before they were potty trained, but I can. And honestly, I used to resent that, and now I love it. I see what my dad has done for society, and I've seen what my dad has done for students, and I am so amazed at the impact he has left. And I have him to thank for my future in education and coaching, and so do many other students that their lives he's touched. So he has impacted society, he has impacted his students, and we have celebrated his we have celebrated his accomplishments. But mostly I want to honor him because he always wanted and expected the best out of me and everyone. I think that's an amazing quality. So thank you.